you should have some understanding of China's C919, right? This aircraft has been in service for more than a year, and it has been discussed on the internet for a long time. But surprisingly, although the C919 has been in service for so long, most people still have not had the opportunity to take a ride in person. Now, China has suddenly announced that another large aircraft is about to enter the test flight stage. In early February 2025, China Commercial Aircraft Corporation announced that the first jet long-range wide-body passenger aircraft, C929, which is independently developed in accordance with international airworthiness standards and has independent intellectual property rights, is ready to enter the test flight stage. It is understood that the C929 is an intercontinental wide-body passenger aircraft independently developed by China, which can carry 280 passengers and has a maximum range of 12,000 kilometers, facing the competition of Boeing 787 and Airbus A350. After China announced that the C929 would enter the test flight, some German media pointed out that Boeing and Airbus will now face an emerging competitor and a very powerful opponent. So how strong is the C929? Why do Western countries attach so much importance to it? Why can it challenge the two aviation giants Boeing and Airbus? If you like our video content, please click to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can receive all our latest video content. Now, let's get into today's topic. As the third country in the world that can independently develop aircraft, China C919 has officially entered the mature commercial stage. You may not know that as early as the development of C919, China has already planned a more ambitious project, C929. As far as I know, the research and development of C929 was launched as early as 2015. At the beginning, because China's technical accumulation in the field of wide-body aircraft was not mature enough, COMAC and Russia's United Aircraft Corporation started cooperation. Both parties invested more than $20 billion to jointly develop this new generation of wide-body aircraft. In 2016, the two parties officially signed a cooperation agreement, announced the launch of the Joint Research and Development Plan of C929, and named the aircraft CR929. According to the original cooperation agreement, China will bear all the investment in the development of CR929, while Russia will provide technical support. In addition, China is responsible for the final assembly line of the aircraft, and the main markets include China, Russia, and other Asian regions. Through this cooperation, China's manufacturing experience and design concepts are combined with Russia's technology in engine design, material casting, etc., with the goal of building an ultra-large aircraft that can compete with the Boeing 787. However, the development of things is somewhat unexpected. In 2021, Russia was involved in a conflict with Ukraine. The war led to a large number of technicians and skilled workers in the Russian aviation industry being transferred to military enterprises, resulting in delays in the progress of several civilian projects, including CR929. At that time, many Chinese scientific research teams had achieved their set goals, while Russia failed to fulfill its tasks as planned. Therefore, in 2022, Russia decided to withdraw from the CR929 research and development project, leaving China alone to continue to advance. With Russia's withdrawal, China also changed the name of CR929 to C929. It is worth mentioning that although Russia withdrew from the cooperation, they still participated as a supplier and continued to provide aircraft parts to China. However, many people still believe that after losing Russia's support, China cannot complete the development of this large wide-body passenger aircraft alone. After all, the technical difficulty of developing such a large aircraft is even greater than that of a combat transport aircraft. However, surprisingly, China recently suddenly announced the latest development results of the C929, which shocked the West. So what is going on? In February 2025, China Commercial Aircraft Corporation announced that the first jet long-range wide-body passenger aircraft, the C929, which was independently developed in full accordance with international airworthiness standards and has independent intellectual property rights, is about to enter the test flight stage. At first, many people thought that the C929 was just an enlarged version of the C919 and seemed to have nothing special. However, experts soon analyzed some of the unique advantages of the C929, and everyone gradually realized its true potential. Compared with the C919, the C929 has 280 seats and an amazing range of 12,000 kilometers, far exceeding the C919's 4,000-kilometer range and 168-seat carrying capacity. In short, the biggest difference between C919 and C929 lies in size and range. C919 is a single-aisle medium-sized aircraft, mainly used for domestic routes, while C929 is a higher-level long-range wide-body aircraft with a dual-aisle design, which can accommodate more passengers and fly farther. Its goal is to fly international long-distance routes, such as Shanghai to London, Beijing to New York, etc. In addition, the biggest difference between C929 and C919 is that this aircraft is completely independently developed and manufactured by China. As you may know, Western countries once put pressure on China by restricting the supply of parts for C919. After all, the localization rate of C919 is only 60%. For example, C919 initially used a US-France joint venture engine, which allowed Western countries to restrict China at a critical moment. But this time, C929 will be directly equipped with a domestically produced CJ2000 engine. Originally, CJ2000 was designed for C919, but due to safety and stability issues, the C919's maiden flight did not use the engine, but handed the task to C929, which is expected to be tested in 2029. It is understood that the thrust of the CJ2000 engine reaches 35 tons, with the advantages of fuel saving and quietness. As early as February 2024, the Yangtze 2000 engine had completed the test of the fan drive gearbox. The fan diameter of CJ2000 reaches 3 meters, and the overall height is 4.55 meters. More importantly, the engine of the Yangtze 2000 is larger than the GNX 33-ton engine of the Boeing 787, and its cruising fuel consumption rate is much lower than that of similar international models, and the cost performance is very high. Simply put, the flight speed of the C929 can reach 908 kilometers per hour, and the noise is very low during operation. Due to its excellent fuel-saving characteristics, the C929 has a clear competitive advantage in the international market. Precisely because the C929 has these advanced technologies, some Western media believe that the C929 is aimed directly at the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, and we must pay enough attention to this. So, what are the unique advantages of the C929 compared with Boeing and Airbus? Although the goal of the C929 is to compete with large wide-body aircraft, such as the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, in terms of performance, the C929 far exceeds Boeing in many aspects. The C929 is equipped with 10 core systems, including avionics systems, communication and navigation systems, main and auxiliary hydraulic systems, wing high-lift systems, and other advanced technologies. The integration of these systems ensures that the C929 reaches international leading levels in all aspects, including flight performance, safety, comfort, environmental protection, and operating costs. First of all, the proportion of titanium alloy materials used in C929 far exceeds the 10% proportion of current mainstream narrow-body aircraft, reaching a level comparable to that of Boeing 787. Specifically, the proportion of titanium alloy in C929 reaches 15%, and more than 50% of carbon fiber composite materials are used. This proportion is not only higher than the 12% of C919 narrow-body aircraft, but also makes C929 win the title of Green Commercial Aircraft. This not only optimizes the overall performance of the aircraft, but also complies with the international community's call for green flight. Of course, in terms of performance, C929 inherits the international certification advantage of C919 with high-cost performance. The manufacturing process of C929 is extremely precise, with more than 2.2 million parts and 3,500 test pieces successfully produced. More advanced, C929 is equipped with a full range of real-time monitoring system, which can monitor aircraft dynamics at all times. The cockpit is equipped with advanced avionics system. The driver can freely adjust the lights, and the seats can also be adjusted at multiple angles. In addition, the avionics system of C929 is provided by 9 suppliers, 4 of which are from China, and Shanghai Aviation Industry undertakes the main technical work. Next, let's talk about the wings. The wingspan of C919 is not small, but the wings of C929 are larger, with a wingspan of nearly 65 meters, which is wider than that of Boeing 787. We know that the larger the wing, the higher the requirement for stability during flight. The lengthening of the wing needs to consider multiple parameters such as aerodynamic layout, material strength, lift-to-drag ratio, etc., and must undergo countless calculations and wind tunnel tests to ensure that it can remain stable under various flight conditions. Everyone may know that although the Boeing 787 is known as the Dreamliner, its economy-class seat spacing is slightly compact. After a long flight, many passengers will feel that their legs are not stretched enough and their waist will feel uncomfortable, which makes many people disappointed with the Dream. The C929 is different. Its cabin width reaches 5.5 meters, which is more spacious than the 5.28 meters of the Boeing 787 and the 5.34 meters of the Airbus A350, which means that passengers can enjoy more space and higher comfort during the flight. The C929 uses a high proportion of composite materials, which reduces fuel consumption, which means that airlines can reduce operating costs and ticket prices may be more affordable in the future. More importantly, the products sold by China are usually more competitive than those of other countries in the world. Therefore, these factors are enough to prove that Boeing and Airbus will usher in a strong opponent. China's aircraft industry is strongly. At present, China's regional aircraft ARJ-21 has been renamed C909. If C929 is successfully put into use, then China's civil aviation industry will be complete. What is more exciting is that after C929, China is entirely likely to continue to enter larger and more advanced models, such as C939 and C949, and even challenge super-large long-range passenger aircraft, such as Boeing 777X and Airbus A350. At present, some media reports say that COMAC has outlined the preliminary design of C939, but it will take a lot of time from the preliminary concept to the manufacture of a prototype that can be tested. According to COMAC's plan, by 2049, the supersonic passenger aircraft C949 will be launched, with features including double-decker dual-aisle, supersonic, new layout, and 3-aisle. According to COMAC's conception, by 2049, China is expected to become the world's leader in civil aviation passenger aircraft technology, and the domestic market will basically achieve self-centeredness. So, do you think China can achieve this goal? To not miss out on our future projects and news updates, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We will continue to provide you with more exciting and interesting content.